guys, welcome back to my channel Maths Made Easy with AB. Today in this video we will be solving some of the examples of functions. In the previous video we had understood what is the basics of functions, what is the graphical representation of function, what is the significance, which function is, how to sketch a graph and then know whether it is a function or not. And also we have seen a little bit about relations, one, many, many, one, one, one. So we have seen all those. In this video, basically we will be learning about some of the questions which are very important from exam point of view. If you have not seen the previous video, do see. So directly getting back to this question. So the question is greatest integer function of 3 by 4. So I'll just write it down. This one is greatest integer function in this question. So this bracket, so basically they have asked you 3 by 4 greatest integer function plus 3 by 4 1 by 100 till 3 by 4 plus 99 by 100. So 3 by 4 plus 3 by 100 and 4 by 100 till 99 by 100. So this is the question. Many of you will think that, oh, this is a very tough problem, but let me tell you that solving this is very easy. So now see how we will solve this problem of functions. We have already seen, students, greatest integer function, wherein I had told you that greatest integer, say for example somebody has given you, I'll just revise that part for those who are seeing directly this video. So if you have a point like this, say for example this is integer I and this is I plus 1 and this value greatest integer is being asked, so the value will be I. So it will take the previous value. Also we have seen the graph of greatest integer function. Students, if you have not seen the graph of greatest integer function, we have already discussed that. I'll recommend you to see the graph and then get to this problem. I'll give that in description. X-axis, Y-axis. So basically this is the graph of y is equal to y is equal to greatest integer function x. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3 and this corresponding value is plus 1. This is plus 2. So this is the graph of greatest integer function, and similarly this side like this it will be taking minus 1, this is minus 2 and so on and so forth. So say for example somebody asking you the value of 1.2 greatest integer function. So 1.2 is somewhere here. What is the value? 1. Basically the integer before. The value is how much? The value is 1. So this is the basic of greatest integer function. Yeah, students. We have also seen greatest integer function, students. We have seen fractional part of x. We have seen the least integer function. We have seen the absolute value function. If you have not seen the video, do see those videos and then come back to this part of solving numericals. So students, let me omit this part and directly get to solving this problem. So see, you have 3 by 4. So with basically it means it will give you 0.7. Don't be in a hurry to make it 0. Decimal 0.75. What does this mean? This is 0, this is 1. This is 0.75. What will be the value of 0.75? It will be 0. So basically this part is 0. Let's not make it 0 right now. Let's not make it 0 right now. So 0.75 you are seeing, right, students? Plus, how much will this give you? So this will give you 0.75 plus 0.01. So this is basically how much? 0.76. Basically this is how much? 0.76, students. Right or not? You got it, right? 0.76. What will be the next term? This one. This is 0.75 plus 0.02, which means this is 0.77. I think this is clear to you all, right? So now students, tell me, in between you will get a point which will be 3 by 4 plus 25 by 100. You will get this term which will come in between this, in between this dot. So what will be the value? 0.75 plus 0.25, which will be 1, right, students? Which will be 1. Am I correct? Yeah, right? And then the next term will be how much? 3 by 4 plus 26 by 100, which will be how much, students? 0.75 plus 0.26. The value will be how much? 1.01. 1.01. This value will be how much? This value will be box, means greatest integer function of this will be how much? 1. The value of this will be 1. The value of this will be 1, correct? And the final term you are seeing is how much? 0.99, right? This is 0.99, this is 0.75. This is 0.99 and this is 0.75. So 9, 5, 14, 16, 17, 1.74 is the last term. 1.74 is the last term, whose value is again 1. Whose value is again 1. So now you saw this part. So let me erase this from here. So students, tell me, you have 0.75, 0.76, 0.79. You will also have 0.99. Am I right? And then students, okay, so 0.99 will be the last part, right? So let me mark it in this way. So 0.77 plus dot plus 0.99 students. It will be there, right? Right or not? Yes. So how many terms will be there? We are not bothered. Leave it. Then you will have what? Plus 1 you will have after this term. This will be the next term. Plus 1 you will have, right? This will be just the next term. Plus you will have how much? 1.01 students, right? Plus dot it will continue till how much? 1.74. This is the last point. We found it just now. I think this is very clear to you all. Now students, all these terms are how much? 0. And all these terms are how much individually? 1. So from 1.0, this is 1.0 till 1.74, how many such terms you will have? You will have 75 terms. This is the first term, second term, third term. So basically 74 is 75th term. So basically you will have 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus dot plus 1. And how many terms will be there? 75 terms will be there, students. There will be 75 terms. So the answer will be 75. The answer of this question will be 75. I think this question is very clear to you all. Also the solution. This is a application problem of greatest integer function, right? We will see more such application of greatest integer function in this video. So now let us get into the next problem involving greatest integer function. Let's take a question which involves both greatest integer function and least integer and your fractional part of x. So solve greatest integer function x by 2 plus x by 3 is equal to 5x upon 6. So solve for x, greatest integer, where this is greatest integer function, students. This is the question. How will you solve it? For those who are watching this video in this flow and have already gone through greatest integer function, seen my videos, earlier videos, I'll request them to pause this video over here and then solve it on their own and then get back. If they find the answer, well and good enough. If they don't find the answer, I'll request you all to see the solution of this problem. Yeah. So now I'll quickly solve this problem for the students who are seeing it. So now what will happen, students? This is greatest integer function, right? There is one property which I had taught you, x, a number x is always built up of greatest integer function plus the fractional part of x. This theorem, or you can say this formula or this principle, I had taught you in earlier classes, earlier videos. So what is it? Say for example, you have a number 2.76, students. This is a number, right? This is a real number. So a real number is always built up of a fractional part of x, which is how much? Which is 2. A greatest integer function x and a fractional part of x, which is how much? 0.75. So this is the greatest integer and this is the fractional part of the number with 2.76. So a number, so always x can be written as a greatest integer function x plus fractional part of x. I think this is very much clear to you all. Yeah, so I will be using this principle over here. I had told you in previous lecture that we will be solving problem, and finally we are into this. So now students, tell me, let me see if that application comes here. So that will come definitely. So now tell me, x by 2 fractional part plus x by 3. Can I write 5x by 6 as x by 2 plus x by 3? Students, I can write this, correct? I can write this because x plus 2 by x plus 3 gives you 5x plus 6. Now students, see the next step. Can I write x by 2 minus fractional part of x by 2. I have taken this side. So x by 2 minus fractional, greatest integer function. Again and again I am saying fractional part of x. So this, pardon me, you have already understood what I mean to say. So this is the greatest integer function. So x by 2 minus greatest integer function x by 2 plus, students, plus. So let me take it in some sort of bracket like this. Plus, can I write x by 3 minus greatest integer function x by 3 is equal to 0. Basically this part I have taken this here. Now students, this is x minus fractional part of x. Already told you x is equal to this plus this, right? So what will be this? This will be x minus greatest integer function x, x minus greatest integer function x. So students, by this principle can I write it as fractional part of x by 2 plus fractional part of x by 3 is equal to 0. Right students? I can write it this way. Fractional part of x by 2 plus fractional part of x by 3 is equal to 0. This is x minus greatest integer function x. So which is fractional part of x. Students, now see, I have already told you that a fractional part of x, this value always lies in between how much? 0 and 1. It can never be equal to 1, but it can be equal to 0. And a fractional part obviously will lie in between both these values. So which means fractional part, can it ever be negative? Can fractional part be negative? No students. Sum of two numbers, positive numbers is equal to 0. Which means what students? Which means this has to be 0 and this has to be 0. Then only sum of two numbers will be 0. Then only sum of two positive numbers will be 0. Am I right or not? So basically I am writing it over here. X by 2 equals fractional part of x by 3 should be equal to 0 students. Because this is positive, this is positive. Positive plus positive giving you 0. Only possible when this is 0 and this is 0. So this part I think is clear to you. Now, when is the fractional part 0? When is the fractional part 0? When this number is an integer. When this number is an integer, then only the fractional part will be 0. Right students? Just few minutes back I took an example of 2.72, I think. I forgot, 2.72 or 7.5. So basically this number is built up of 2 plus 0.72, right? If this fractional part is 0, what remains? Only the integer remains. Only the integer remains. So if for a number x, the fractional part is 0, which means that it is integer, which means x by 2 is an integer, students, and x by 3 is an integer. X by 2 is an integer, x by 3 is an integer. So basically x is equal to 2i and x is equal to 3i. Right students? So it will be a multiple of 2, it will be a multiple of 3. So basically it means what? X by 2 is an integer, x by 3 is an integer. That is what? X is a multiple of 2 and 3 both. X is, I am just erasing out this part and writing over here. X is, from here what I deduce, x is a multiple of 2 and 3. X is a multiple of 2 and 3 both. So which means x will be equal to 6k students, 6k, where k belongs to what? Integers. So this is the answer for this question. I think very simply I have made you understand functions problem. Students, if you have, so let me be very brief in this video. Two of the most important questions involving greatest integer function and fractional part of x we have solved in this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask that in the comment section and I will try to solve it over there itself. If you like the video, do subscribe to our channel and circulate it in your circle. Thank you so much for watching this video.